This is Skills Over Politics, Bars on 95, man. I'm your host for the evening, C's. We got Mysonne in the building.
What's good, King? How you?
The General. I'm good, man. Appreciate you coming down, man.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate the hospitality.
Definitely, man. So I wanted to get into a few things, you know, because I feel like, you know, we do it for the culture here, and you definitely probably personify everything that we got going on right here, so this is real important to us.
Thank you.
And we just wanted to know what's some things that you got going on right now.
Well, you know, I try to do a lot of stuff. I try to do a lot of things dealing with anti-violence and police brutality. You know, if you watched, they had the Democratic debates. I got kicked out of Democratic debates for yelling because I was telling the mayor from New York to fire Daniel Pantaleo, the man who choked Eric Garner to death. So that gave some national attention. Right now, he's been suspended. So we still trying to get him fired. So we're planning protests and things behind that. Also, I have my organization called Raising Kings, where I deal with at-risk and young boys, just giving them, retraining the minds about what manhood is. Like if you look at society, the things that we've been taught to glorify and stupid stuff that I fell victim to real young. You know, these kids that are being told them same lies. So we trying to tell you it ain't cool no more to hurt somebody that look like you. It ain't cool that you know, impose your will on somebody that you think is weaker than you. Like the coolness is when you can stop somebody from doing that. When people got respect for you is when you can walk up to two people you see in the conflict and you can stop that. That's power. That's what gangster is to me now. So we retraining the minds with that. That organization is what also I'm working on. Also, if you've seen the young girl who got pretty much damn near sexually abused in the Waffle House. She's going to trial next weekend. I mean next week, Monday. So I have to go to her trial and support her. So I'm just doing that. And then I got my music project. I've been working with Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti's brother. You know, me and him been working in the studio. We put together this crazy project. So, you know, singles about to drop, videos about to drop. You know, the project is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure I get the right push. And then I got all types of other just endeavors I'm doing, working on real estate, you know, and just doing different things.
Yeah, man, I salute you, man. It's the bar's always been there, but you know, the culture really needs all of the other stuff that you got going on.
That's a fact.
It's really important.
But none of the bars is definitely there. So I wanted everybody to know I rap my ass off. Because sometimes they be forgetting that.
I
be feeling like, I look at this top 50 list, no disrespect to nobody, but I know it's about 10 people there. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I like this, right? The skills over politics, that's what it means to me. See, a lot of these lists be politics. It don't be skills. It's not skill-based. Because if you talk about skills, about the niggas who every time they put a verse down, you like, nah, he bodied that. It ain't too many niggas that do that better than me. So when you don't see me in the top 50, I get it. This is some industry shit, but the people who know that, listen, the niggas that's on there is like, yo, I ain't gonna say nothing, but Mike probably should be here. They're not gonna say it loud. But they know that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I come out and I do these things. I come up here, kill y'all show. I gotta go to Flex. I'm gonna have to do Sway and all of them. Probably go up to LA, you know, and just do it regular. So to continue to condition them, because people been conditioned to believe something else. So
it's crazy because I seen Ebro's list. Shout out to Ebro, by the way. But I seen his list, and he was getting a lot of feedback on that. But he put the criteria of the list. So he was like this plus this plus this, and to me, I was just like, that's politics.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. It ain't about who can rap better no more. You know what I'm saying? That's what it used to be. Now it's who co-signed you, you know, what name somebody gave you, you know, what show you was on, who record you was on, if you standing next to this person, you know.
Respect. So you said something that I thought was interesting. You said that, you know, there was some things that you fell victim to as yourself being younger. So what advice do you have to the up-and-coming generation in rap in terms of some things that they could do better? It could be business, in terms of record deals.
Business is always, you know, it's paramount, but I'll just say, you know, you just get caught up in the ambiance and just wanting to be around. You know, drugs is taking these kids down, you know what I'm saying? And then you have entourages. Like, I'm here by myself. You know what I'm saying? Came here by myself when I was 20, 21, I was running around with 20 people. You was more likely to get into something. It just happened because you with a bunch of people and you can't control all of them, even if you love them.
Right.
Even if they respect you, you just can't control them. So you make yourself a target for other people who's, you know, who got 20 people, and it always is. If you don't get into nothing and somebody else is with you, it still reflects you. That's something that we don't really be understanding. So as you start to get older, you see most of these top artists or whatever, they have very little entourage. They go from 20 people to maybe 1 or 2 people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you start understanding. So that's one of the things I fell victim to, man. And then just not the business aspect is not being wise about your money, spending money because it's coming so fast now. And then when it's gone, it's gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not guaranteed. Everybody goes, you go up and you come down. You know, and if you haven't done enough with your money while you up, it's gonna show.
It's fast money, man. Fast money ain't long money.
It's never long money.
You know what I'm saying? So that's very important, and I think, you know, we get a good understanding of that. But in terms of the culture right now compared to how it was when you growing up, what's some comparisons there that you think is good, bad? You know, what's your take on what's going on now compared to back then when you was coming up?
I mean, I just think everything is more clout chasing and trendy. You know, it's more about doing anything to get recognized. There was a level of morality I think we had. I think, you know, everybody had bullshit that was going on, but I think we had a different level of morality. Like, I'm just not going to do anything so that you could just pay attention to me. Like, you know, people dress up certain ways. People, they'll do anything. They compromise their moral. They don't. It's like some of these people don't care if their mother was watching. That's what she would think. Like, I always had shame. And I think this era they don't have shame. Like, if you get money and you get notoriety, that's all that counts. And I think that's what we moved away from. In my era, it was a level of things like, damn, I don't want my mother to see me like this. Or I don't want my father would be disappointed if he seen me doing this or heard me doing this or see me moving this according to, you know, my moral compass. There's no more of that. Like, anything you can do to get somebody to pay attention to you is what you do now.
And I mean, I feel like a lot of that has been stripped from us. Because, you know, I'm Nigerian myself. So in our household, we had a certain type of code that we lived by. You know what I mean? And I think not knowing where you're from also, you know, now you out here on your own, you trying to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? You act in all types of ways just to get that love and attention. Because we all want attention, but at the end of the day, you know, is it the right attention or is it the bad attention?
That's exactly what it is. I mean, it was, like I said, you know, there used to have to be limitations. There was criteria. Just anything. There were just criteria. There's no more boundaries or criteria. And when there's no boundaries, it's chaos. When you can just do anything, then you bound to just be chaos. There's no rules. There's no boundaries. There's no, okay, you can't go further than this or you don't do this. And it's just like we got really a lost generation. I don't say that just to say it, but it's a lot of people that's lost. Because they don't care. They don't have anything. If you don't hold yourself to any standard, then you don't know whether you're winning or losing. You don't know whether you're going too far. You don't know anything.
Exactly. I agree with that. So, with this big election looming on us, what advice would you give to the lost crowd? You would say the lost people who might want to do something, but they don't know where to start, or in terms of, you know, being knowledgeable about what's going on there, because there's so much with politics. I think it just scares a lot of people. It's not that they wouldn't do it. I think they shy away from it. You know what I mean? Because they might not understand the language. They might understand the levels of it. What advice would you give being somebody who, you know, has evolved into somebody who can understand that?
I think it's like anything else, man. You listen to a rapper is because they talking about what you've been through or something that you can relate to. So a lot of these politicians, you know, that's what my confusion. I don't have a party that I vote for. I vote my interests. I vote for people who I believe can relate to what it is that I've been through, and also who are talking about things that are going to directly affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the Democratic and I kept saying, like, why nobody don't want to say black? Like, I want you to tell me what y'all gonna do for black people, because everybody else talking, they say LGBT, they say the Hispanic. When they run on something and they know who they helping, they talk directly. Like, black people in America are dealing with the most highest rates of incarceration, disease, all type of things. We at the lowest end of the spectrum on everything that matters. You know what I'm saying? Financially, we only account for 2% of the wealth in the world. I mean, in America, 2%. Like, so that's crazy. Like the average the median household of black people in America is not even livable. You know, they below poverty. They below the poverty. Like if you average all of the black people up that live in America and say the amount of money that's in the household is below poverty. So when we not paying attention to that and nobody is talking directly to that, then I got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So hold these people accountable. I don't care what party they are. There's a lot of people talking about, oh, you vote Democrats and I don't care about that. But I'm going to vote for somebody that I know came from where I come from before I'm going to vote for somebody that don't look like me, that probably wouldn't even talk to me in the streets. And you tell me to go to a party that's made up 90% of people that enslaved me and all these things. It doesn't make much sense to me. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people have a different opinion. But I know a lot of these politicians that I know, I've watched people come from my community and get voted in. I know that they have the best interests of the people in that community in hand. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I vote for. That's what I look for. So when you tell me to go to the Republican Party, okay, I don't see no black people getting voted. I don't even see them running on that ticket. Why not? Why such and such was a Colin Powell was a Republican. Colin Powell was he was somebody put him in office. See, the fan base of the Republicans ain't gonna vote you black people in. So that you got to think about it. That means that you don't appeal to the people that's in the party because they can't vote for you. Now, if one of them get in and you've been cool with them and they've been around you and they say, okay, I'm gonna nominate you to take this position. That's a big difference. But in the Democratic, you actually see people from our communities running and winning, and that makes more sense. I'd rather put my life in the hands of somebody I know been through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? So that's just for me.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, man. I think it's important, especially we need to get out and vote, man. I just think, like, you know,
just pay attention, man. Just listen what they saying. Ask them questions.
Ask questions. Do a little research, man. Ain't nobody too good to ask questions.
That's right, man. Like, only bad question is the one you don't ask.
So, as I relate that to the hip hop game, you know, how do you feel it is in terms of, you know, the up-and-coming artists and how they need to politic their way into the game? You know what I mean? I feel like all of the people that spitting real stuff like what you talking about and they got the skills, they give up on the dream because they can't get to where they need to be off of X, Y, Z, you know what I mean? And there's a few out there that's speaking truth. Nip, you know what I mean, was speaking truth. Meek is speaking truth, you know what I'm saying? But what advice would you give to somebody who just feels like totally hopeless in that regard? Because a lot of people don't want to hear that type of music. You know what I mean? I
don't really think that. And then that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that we've been told that. Because for the most part, every time I talk to somebody, they love the fact that I'm saying it. And then when you look at the responses from the Flex freestyles and all that, like on Facebook, this shit had like 60 million views. They got about 8 million views just on YouTube. So people want to hear it. They just not trying to push that because that message, it goes contrary to what they're trying to push, the agenda that they have. They want to keep you asleep and they're able to sell you anything and they're able to push you out and get like they don't want these artists to get smart enough to empower themselves to where they taking over the business and they becoming CEOs and they running their own company. They don't want what happened to Jay-Z and how Meek and Jay-Z is empowered. Like that's not something they really want to do. But Jay did enough to put himself in the position, so they don't really want to hear it. And Jay knows that. You know, he's been saying it for years. Truthfully, I want to buy like common sense. But I sold 5 mil, I ain't buying like common sense. So you know what I'm saying? He backdoored him. And now he just slowly but surely just, all right, let me do this. And that's the process. So when people say, don't give up, listen to me. You create your own fan base, especially in this era. If you get 10,000 people that die hard listen to you, you can continue to change the narrative. You creating fans every day. You just got to be consistent and persistent. A lot of times artists are not consistent and persistent with their message. A lot of artists see something winning and they feel like they're going contrary and they go, all right, because I've done it. When you're young, you be like, all right, dude, I think I'm too deep for them. Let me make some simple shit. Nah, do what you do. listen to me, you don't adapt to your surroundings, you gotta make your surroundings adapt to you. Really? That's what leadership is. That's what stars do. They don't, and unfortunately they continue. Jay-Z said they called me a genius. Well, the genius thing is that I didn't quit. That's the only thing I did when everybody else was quitting. I was like, nah, I'm not quitting. I continued to go. And that's what I would tell all the young artists. Don't be discouraged. Create your fan base one at a time. You got YouTube, you got Spotify, you got SoundCloud, you got Instagram. People is getting famous off Instagram. They're putting out 1-minute videos and it's turning into millionaires. So if you are consistent with your message, you're gonna find the people that you need to get it, and they're gonna continue and then spread. It's gotta be consistent.
That's a fact. Consistency is key, man. There ain't no time limit on a dream.
Never.
And I want people to really understand that, man. It's important. We're at a very dire time within the culture, whether people want to admit it or not. So action is very important. I heard you say something on the Breakfast Club when you was talking about, the people that just act. They might understand what's going on, but they act like it's too cool. Like they don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like that's still part of the problem.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that do that. Some people, it's a lot of people that get it. I get a lot of behind the door celebration. And it's like I tell the radio station and all that, and they're like, "Yo, you doing?" I'm like, "So why don't you promote what I do the same way that you promote the shit that's killing us? The niggas that's telling us to overdose on this. You say you don't like it, but you won't give me a platform to promote. If you give me the same platform, I know I could win. Right. Give me the platform. Don't tell me they don't want to hear. No, give me the platform. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So they're not willing to do that. They willing to talk and say, "Yo, I love what you're doing," and hug you and say this and that. They're not willing to give you the opportunity to make what you're doing turn into something that's bigger than the shit that's destroying us. And that's my biggest issue with a lot of people. It's the biggest issue for me. It's like, every now and then you get somebody that really does it and comes out and be like, "Yo, what you doing for the culture?" Like some people that's in position to do it. But for the most part, to me, it's just like, and I don't want no handouts. I never, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you should, but I just think that when you do enough work and you do the right type of work, you should be able to be supported and backed in a certain way. Because even if I lose, I feel like I deserve a shot. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, and for me, it's like, when you look at Nip's passing was paramount to what it is to me. It's like Nip was grinding for years. You know what I'm saying? He was slowly getting his thing on. And when you look at what he meant to the culture after he died, it means he really meant that to the culture before. Right. But the powers that be and all, they didn't even understand it. Like, he didn't just die and people start saying, "Oh, no. What he was and what he embodied to the world was always there. It was probably nobody that you didn't know that didn't say, "Yo, I fuck with Nip." There's no industry dude, no nothing, but none of them that was in position did the necessary things to make Nip as big as one of the other artists when he had every opportunity and gift to do so. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem for me. Yeah. That's really a problem for me.
Nah, man, it's real. You know what I mean? Nip, we love you. R.I.P. You see the shirts. This wasn't planned, by the way.
Oh, no.
It just happened to be.
It just happened to be.
You feel what I'm saying? So, we always ask, I know you spoke on it a little bit, but, what does skills over politics mean to you, just to highlight it?
It's just, man, it means that your skill level is the deciding factor. It's not who you know. It's not what your name is. It's like that. You don't decide based on my skill level. If you can out-rap me, out-rap me. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't, don't tell me, well, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to pick him because he got more of a fan base than you. No. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? I know I can out-rap 95% of these niggas that rap, and I put it on. And every time you put me on the stage with them, you put me on a record with them, I'm going to body them every time. It don't matter which one you do. So that's what skills over politics means for me. Compete. Niggas don't want to compete no more. Like, I don't know what happened with Rick Ross' record with Lil Wayne and Pusha T, but I can tell that somebody probably didn't want to compete. So Pusha T's verse didn't end up on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't want to hear that. Like, you rap, I rap. We don't have to get along. This is a nigga record. Put the record on. oh, I ain't gonna get on. If he like, that's the type of shit they do because they be scared.
Right. Put it on wax.
Put it on wax.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I've got taken off of records where I had the best verse on it because of politics. You know what I'm saying? It's just be like, I just don't respect it with the game. The game is about competition. It's about, you know, being able to say something in a way that nobody else is saying. But they change it to where they want you to say some shit the way that everybody's saying now. That's what skill is. Nah. It used to be your skill level was determined of your level of difficulty, your ability to create a thought, create a flow, to create lyrics that somebody else couldn't think of.
Right.
Now they made it to lolly, 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 lolly. Right. You gotta make the simplest shit in the world. It's like, I guess. Man. You know, no disrespect to nobody if that's how you win, but nah.
I feel that 100%, man. You know, and that's what we doing here, man. We trying to give everybody a platform with a real message, you know.
And that's why I came, man, because I like what y'all doing. I like, you know, the bars that be coming up here. A lot of artists that I respect came up here. A lot of artists that I didn't know, I found love from here. So it's like, you know,
it's love. It's
love, man. And I just was like, you know what? I've built enough of, you know, a platform for myself that I want to utilize it to continue to build somebody else that on the same wavelength and the same mentality I'm on. So I'm here. That's
love, man. So you hit it, man. We got Mysonne here, Bars on 95, Skills Over Politics. He killed it. Check out that freestyle, by the way. It was a great interview, my brother. I appreciate you, and we gonna push your message forward.
Thank you.
Push Nipsey's message forward, and we gonna, you know, keep living the dream.
That's right. And no more filler.
No more filler.
No more filler.
You gonna know what he talking about. No more filler.
Know. No more fillers, man. You come up here, rap. I don't need the 6 bars that you.
Wait. You had a challenge for him up here though. They can't go do it anywhere else. What's the challenge? Let me hear that.
Come up here is no filler. I'm looking over it. If it's filler, it's full of shit, and we sending it out of here.
We sending it straight to Mysonne, man. If you ain't rapping,
you might not put rap in my Ha Davis. If you rapping. If you ain't rapping, don't come up here.
You know the vibes, man. Skills Over Politics. Bring your pen game, not your name. Signing out. Mysonne, appreciate you, brother. God's work.